Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video for you. This video is my amazing Spider-Man 300 price prediction video. Now, I don't normally like to do price prediction videos, but I've actually been asked by a lot of people to put this one together just because of my comic background. They really want to know ahead of time what I think. Now, this is going to be just my opinion, right? So like take it, for what it is, but I'm going to talk about this comic here. I'm going to talk about the real world of it. I'm going to compare it to other comics we have in the app that are at this level in regards to rarities. And then we're also going to talk about the price change that they just did this morning. So let's get into this. If you do like this video, make sure you hit like. That would be great. And make sure that you comment down below and let me know your price predictions. I would really like to know. This is what we like to do in the Veve community. We like to get out here and do predictions and see what happens. So just take this information as you want, use it any way you like, or don't use it at all. Okay. So, and if you want to join my channel as a member, you'll see the ticker down below. You will get a free drop head NFT where we're giving away real world comics as well and lots of Spider-Man stuff, right? So it's super fun. Anyway, let's get into this, you guys. So here is the comic, all the variants. The Medium article came out today, so we are definitely going to go through this article. But quickly first, I wanted to talk about the tweets that Veve sent out. So this is August 29th. This is when they sent out the tweet. This is Monday. So the comic's coming on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Here's their first tweet they sent out. With the Medium article, standard stuff they normally do, but there was a problem because the price was $6.99 in the article that they sent out. And so about an hour after that, they sent out this tweet right here, which you can read it. If you can see it on my screen, it says the price for this title was incorrect in the original article. The correct price of 20 gems is now reflected, and apologies for any confusion. So it went from $6.99 gems initially. Now it's at 20. So, this is a bit of a blunder by Veve, right? I don't know how or why this happened, but I tell you what, I was in the Twitter spaces this morning, and there are a lot of people who aren't happy about that, of course, because everybody wants something for, a lower level price, right? But this will affect the market. I believe it really will, but now just saying this though, if it was 20 right off the bat, because this is the same thing Amazing Fantasy was 20. If it's 20 gems right off the bat and they never made this little kind of error here, I don't think anyone would have batted an eye, right? So let's just keep it in perspective, right? But anyway, that happened today, so that's interesting. And just before we really get into the article and I give you my price predictions, we'll go over to eBay and we'll just quickly look here because I really think this is important for people to recognize the level that this comic book is at and the level that it isn't at. Okay. And now, of course, Veve and the real world are two different places. And one important thing for you to note is that in the real world, this comic, there's a lot printed. There's a lot of copies of it. So that does affect the 9.8 price. The 9.8 price is somewhere around 5,000 US dollars or so. At this moment in time, we've seen that. And you can see here that, here's a raw copy sold for under 1,000. Now you can see these are Canadian prices because I am in Canada. So you could just subtract about 20% if you want to do the US price, but I'll do that for you as well. And you can see a 6.5 sold literally yesterday for about 450 US dollars right there. And you can see here's a 9.4. It sold yesterday as well. And, this sold for just about 1,000 US, right? So you can see that that's where this one sits. And about a 9.8 is is about a 5,000 or so comic, around that range is what we can sort of see if we look, right? But this comic here though, because it's a super limited, you can see right here down here, it's super limited. So there's actually less of these available than in the real world, and this is a Veve verse. So the prices can be completely different, both higher or lower than real world comics. Right now, think about this: that last comic we just got, which is that, Tales to Astonish with the Abomination's first appearance. That comic goes for about 8,000 to 9,000 US, at a 9.6, and it's sitting in the app right now at about 4 gems, right? So you can see that the price on these things it doesn't reflect the real world too much, right? So we don't want to put too much weight into it. What will this do here, right? So let's get into this right here. We can see all the covers right here. And now My thought is that the original cover right here is going to be the most popular once again, just because it's one of the most famous covers. So you're going to start seeing this, I think, the common cover, because of really famous comics. Really famous covers are going to hold the most weight here. They're going to be the ones that people go after. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be more valuable than the secret rare or anything like that, but this is be the one that people like. There's 6,000 of them, so there's not that many to go around. But with a 20 gem drop price, you're going to have an opportunity to get this one a little cheaper than we think in the market, I think, day one. And then this one, the uncommon, is going to go below the cost of the common. We saw this on Amazing Fantasy 15 as well. So, this is what happens, right? But this cover is also great, but it's not going to have the same power because the scarcity of it is not going to be a factor initially here with our current marketplace. Then you got the rare, which looks really great. It almost looks like a secret rare. You got the ultra rare, which is just fully colored in. So this is also looks really amazing as well. And then you have the secret rare. Now, the only interesting thing about this secret rare is that I don't think it's going to garner the same high value that it could if it was just a full Venom suit. Instead you have Brock's face exposed. It kind of reminds me of the, Ghost Rider secret rare with Johnny Blaze, where he's on the cover, as opposed to Ghost Rider himself with his flaming head. I think that comic would have been higher in value. And even though it really did reach good levels of value, and it's still pretty solid for sure, it's a great comic. I think it would have been even higher. And I think the same thing's going to happen with this one. But there's only 250 of them. So it is definitely going to have some nice value, right? So here are the numbers here. Like I said, classic cover 6,000, uncommon 2,250. Hero variant rare is 1,000, ultra rare is 500, and true believer rare, secret rare is 250. Okay, and I really want to recognize the alternate covers by Salvador La Roca and Edgar Delgado, because these are beautiful covers, right? So let's get into this. So price predictions, like I said, now initially off the bat, because of the 20 gem thing, I think you're going to have an opportunity to snag this one near retail, right? It could be a little bit under, it could be a little bit higher, but I think because of that 20 gem price, this one's not going to explode initially, like right off the bat. Now I could be wrong. This could open up at 50 or 100, but just be careful, everybody. I don't want you to go crazy over it, even though it's fantastic and it's a beautiful comic and it's definitely going to be a great one in the app. It's not at the same level as Amazing Fantasy. Okay, so let's just put that into perspective. And in fact, it's not at the same level as Avengers 8 with Kang. Okay, that comic in the real world is worth hugely more than this comic is. But this is Spider-Man and it's Venom, so it does have the popularity aspect. So I'm thinking this one, you might be able, if you get into the marketplace right away, you might be able to pick it up around retail or even a bit under at first. But I think on day one, it's definitely going to get to the $50 range, I would predict. Now, I could be wrong. It could go higher than that. I don't think it should, but it could go higher than that. And it could even be, it could go lower than that, right? It could be around 30 or so. But remember, some of the best comics we have in this app aren't even at that $30 level, okay? So I know that some of these other comics like Doctor Strange is under 20, right? Like Daredevil is about 25 gems, but these have more editions, right? So that's going to factor in too. But this guy here, he could be probably around 50 or so. But I think, he could reach the 100 gem level on day one, guys. He could. So just watch it, because remember, once it's in the app forever. I think this guy will be about 25% lower in price, in the aftermarket. So if, the common's 50, this will be about 30, something like that. This one could even go closer to retail too, you guys. This could go under retail, the uncommon. It could be really interesting. I think you're going to get the rares around 100 gems or so. I think it'll come in around there, maybe 80 to 100. We'll see what happens, but, that would be my thinking. Now, I think the ultra rare is going to hit around the 250 level, maybe 300 on the ultra rare. We'll see, because there's only 500 of them. So, it's 250 to 300, somewhere around there. Now, we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's just my opinion. And the secret rare, the secret rare, I think, somewhere around the 500 level. I think, this could go to 1,000, right? It could. But I don't think it should. I think it should be somewhere in this market, the way we have with this 500 would be really nice for this one if you land it. So somewhere in that range. But we will see what happens. There's only 250 of them, so it is really rare. But I can't imagine this going to 2,000 or anything like that initially. But hey, crazier things have happened, right? But we will see. If I am under predicting here, then I am super happy, right? Because then the price is going to go really high. And if I'm over predicting here, I'm also super happy because then I'll be able to get them for cheaper, right? So this is the one I'll be going after, like I said right here. And I think this would be around a $50 comic, right? A 50 gem comic, but it could be higher. It could be higher. I mean, it could be lower too, right? I really want to know what you think. So please let me know in the comment section. What are you going to be doing, right? I mean, the 20 gem thing is high for a drop price, right? So, you might be able to get a couple on the drop now as well. I don't think it'll sell out as quickly as it did if it was $6.99. You might not even have a chance of getting it. Now you probably have a good chance of getting one on the drop, right? So factor that all in. Comment down below, go into the spaces today, see what the community is thinking, and then you can make your best choice about what you're going to do tomorrow. But it's going to be an amazing comic. I mean, look at how absolutely beautiful that is. I am pumped. Anyway, I will see you on the next video. Good luck and happy collecting.